I want to take you through today the top 5 things that I did to start. Hey everyone, it is not my first YouTube video, but it is one of the first videos that I hope is going to become one of many that I do. My thing for 2025 is that I want to be posting on here more. Some of you may know me from Instagram, or you may know me from Facebook, or maybe even TikTok. You'll probably, if you do know me, I am an artist. I basically paint and I sell abstract art. These are some of my pieces in the background. I'm currently working on this guy over here. I've been a full-time artist now for like 2 years, and every year has become more and more successful for me in terms of selling my art, reaching wider audiences, courses, teaching different programs to all of you out there who are interested in what I'm doing. That's a little bit of a brief synopsis about me, my journey on becoming a full-time artist, because I get so many questions about this. They come from all the platforms that I just mentioned, and I get DMs, I get comments like, how did you start? I'm struggling to break out. Like that may be you. You might be sitting there like, I love art, I love creating. How do I bring this to my or how do I reach the audiences that are going to connect with what I'm doing? I can't stress this enough. Like, if not now, when? Like, don't wait anymore, because when you have done it for 6 months or 12 months or whatever it might be, you're gonna just wish you had started earlier. So don't be that person. Like, don't sit on this. If it's something that you're thinking about and you're watching this video because you want to learn how to do it too, then you are already halfway there. So all you need to do is follow the steps. You're going to be there. So my number one thing that I started doing to start my journey to become a full-time artist was experimenting with different mediums. And so I had a medium that I was working with, which was alcohol inks. And that was something that came onto the art scene probably about 8 years ago, right? I had seen it on right here on YouTube, and I loved it, and I started experimenting with it. So I started using alcohol inks at first, and I really liked it. There was a lot of things I liked about it. I just had this urge to go into different directions and experiment, and that's what I did. And I first started on Instagram asking questions to artists that I was watching. No one really wanted to give me any information. You've probably felt this too if you're a creative. Like, you've reached out, you've asked, what are you using? How do you get that effect? What's your technique? And they're like, I don't want to tell you. That's my thing. And I get that. I so get that. Like, that is something that I understand. It's their craft, it's what they've worked on. They don't just want to give out this information for free. And I completely understand that. By the way, I've just been looking at the camera, at my view this whole time, and not looking at you. And I know this is a rookie mistake, but I'm a rookie. There's one other thing I want to talk about before this first point. So that first point is experimenting with different mediums. Experiment with charcoal, experiment with alcohol inks, experiment with acrylics, experiment with oil. Try everything. It keeps your creative energy alive, and it just does so much for your confidence in knowing that you've tried different things. You perhaps like different things. Perhaps that's something you might be into. It's just such a good practice to adopt as a growing or emerging artist. I'm not saying you don't have to stick to the one thing, because I certainly do, but in the beginning I experimented a lot and found out what I liked. So number one is experimentation. Do not be scared to experiment. I still experiment today. Number two is, don't tell anyone all of your plans. You can speak to your friends about what you were doing. But for me, I found that whenever I did that, it was almost like in the back of my brain, it was like I was like waiting to fail. It's like, okay, I'll put that out into the world, and like, you know, you're gonna turn around and expect me to be in a place where I'm probably not, and that's putting too much pressure on me, and then I would just give up. Do what you need to do, be creative, release that creative energy, do what you're doing, and enjoy it, and get what you creatively get out of it. But I don't think you need to tell your whole family and all of your friends that you're starting a YouTube channel, you're starting an Instagram, or you have XYZ plans for the next 12 months. Kind of leads me into the next thing, which is about confidence, and it's about having the confidence in yourself and squashing your limiting beliefs. But having those limiting beliefs was that actually stopped me from doing this. Not divulging into my plans and my friends and my family, it helped me to manage those limiting beliefs that I had, right? stay with me. The third thing is identifying your limiting beliefs. So you might have beliefs about yourself if this is a journey that you are embarking on. And it might be that you are too afraid to put yourself on a camera because you don't think that you are worthy. You don't think that you have enough skills to be on a camera or to put yourself on Instagram or to start posting your art. And those are all stemmed from insecurities that we've had and that we have developed through our lives. And it is completely normal. And just know that it is something that you can overcome. And the way of doing that is through a lot of self-talk. It's through a lot of analysis about why we have that limiting belief. I actually go into this in a course that I have, and it's all about gaining that confidence. And that is the first step that you need to tackle on this journey. So squashing the limiting beliefs, knowing what they are, number one. Number two, squashing them. And that won't happen overnight, but it will happen through daily practice of reminding yourself, I am worthy. I don't need to be formally educated to be here. I don't need to look like a supermodel to be on camera. Like, I don't need that. And you need to tell yourself that. So that is the third thing that I want you to start tackling and managing, is your limiting beliefs. It's going to help your confidence grow so much. Number 4, are we up to number 4? I think we are. Okay. So number 4, I really hope we're in number 4 because I really don't want to stop this video and go back. You need to be doing everything daily. So whether it's your sketching, whether it is painting, whether it is sculpturing, whether it is photography, do it every day. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be making a masterpiece every day. Have a sketch pad, but do it, paint, have a small easel, have a small canvas, have a notebook, do it every day, because getting those reps in are what's going to build your confidence, give you that reassurance that you know what you're doing, that you're prepared, and that you've put in the hours, because you need to get in your first 3,000 hours. I made that up. 12,000 hours? 12,000? My God, that seems like way too much. You need to get those 1,000 hours in until you can say that you're an expert. Dedicate daily time to your craft. This is going to be one of the biggest things to your growth, your confidence, and all the other things that we just spoke about. All right, number 6. This is the last one. All right. I don't want to harp on about this because I feel like everyone does, but it is honestly one of the key factors in moving through your growth phases, because there's going to be phases, there's going to be ebbs and flows. But if you maintain this one thing, it's going to ensure that you move through them and you don't get stuck at the different phases, right? Because it's not linear. Like your growth to becoming a successful artist, your growth to becoming a successful entrepreneur or a business person, it is never linear. It is like, whoa, it is constant ups and downs. If you maintain this one thing, you're going to succeed. I guarantee you're going to succeed. And that one thing is consistency. Being consistent with anything in life, not just business, not just art, is the defining factor between people that succeed and people that don't. Right? And there's only 5%. There's only 5% of people that succeed. The other people are in the 95%, and that is the common everyday person. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm assuming if you're here, you want to try and get into that 5%. You want to be that artist that you've dreamt of, touching the lives of somebody else through your passion, through your art. You want to do that, and you want to get into that 5% by doing that. The thing that 5% has is the consistency. They don't give up, and they are consistent with it. For example, reaching out to their collectors and sharing new work with their collectors and their followers on a monthly basis, every month for 12 months. Or being a creative on YouTube, getting a video out about what you do and about your art every week, right? Every week. Or showing up on Facebook or Instagram to your followers every day, sharing something about your knowledge or your passion or of your art with your followers every day. But they do it every single day. And so doing that is what is going to help you to build this it's going to have such an amazing compound effect at the end of the time or the time length that you've set in order to reach your goal. And your goals might be different to mine. Of course, everyone's goals are going to be different. Your goal might be to become a YouTube artist. Your goal might be to be in have your work in a gallery. You know, somebody else's goal might be to grow their following on Instagram. Somebody else's goal might be to sell X amount of artworks per year or per month. Whatever it is, consistency is at the heart of all of those goals. And so consistency is everything. It's consistency that gets them there, right? It's the same thing with my son. You know, he's learning how to read. We have to teach him every day. When we have breaks and we might miss a few days, he falls behind. He's forgotten. It's just this daily practice that we have to keep following in order to reach those goals. So the consistency is key. My video has just gone for 15 minutes. Like, how ridiculous. I did not intend to film a 15-minute video, but I'm gonna edit the crap out of it because I think I've just droned on for far too long. I hope if you've stayed here till the end, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed my 5 ways to becoming a full-time creative. And let me know in the comments if you found it useful. Let me know if you think I missed something or if there's another step I should have included. I would love to hear from you. I'm not gonna tell you to subscribe unless you want to. Like, subscribe, that would be amazing. But why am I liking and subscribing your video when I've not even watched it yet? You know, like, that's weird. But if you're still here and you've watched, I would love a thumbs up. I would love a subscribe. If you want to, I am going to do my absolute best to deliver weekly videos. I'm going to be delivering weekly videos about painting, about my artistic journey, about business, about how I became a full-time artist, and how I started making 6 figures from my art within my first year. So if you want to know more about that, hit the follow button and have a really positive day.